Welcome back to Zalengam Media. Today we will discuss Nscn KYA insurgent group of Nagaland, Manipur, and Assam. Introduction and historical context. Nscn KYA stands as one of the most formidable armed factions in the prolonged Naga insurgency of northeast India. Its roots stretch back to the original National Socialist Council of Nagaland, founded in 1980 after a split from the Naga National Council, which in 1947 had made history by declaring independence a day before India. By 1988, the Nscn itself divided into the IM faction, which entered peace talks, and the Khaplang faction, Nscn-K, which maintained armed struggle. Following the death of Khaplang in 2017, Young Ong established the Nscn-KYA faction in 2018, refusing to compromise politically. Today, this group is notorious for its cross-border firing exchanges and guerrilla warfare tactics. Cadre strength and military readiness. Reliable estimates from intelligence reports, such as the Print and the South Asia Terrorism Portal, place Nscn-KYA at around 400 to 500 fighters. Older data on the Nscn-K suggests fewer than 500 militants originally, making the YA faction a significant but leaner force. Many fighters come from the Naga communities in northern Myanmar, with recruits drawn from Arunachal Pradesh's border villages as well. Training is conducted in jungle camps near Homalin and Phangmi in Sagang. These fighters receive instruction in weapons handling, ambush tactics, explosives, survival skills, and reconnaissance, forming the backbone of their ability to strike swiftly and disappear. Major firefights with Indian security forces. The operational record of Nscn-KYA is marked by several significant engagements with the Indian Army, Assam Rifles, and local police. In early January 2025, a prolonged gun battle broke out near Nampong in Khaplang district, Arunachal Pradesh. Assam Rifles reports indicate the firefight lasted several hours, with no casualties on either side, though combing operations were intensified afterward to secure the area. On April 25, 2025, Nscn-KYA militants kidnapped 2 construction workers in Longding district near Pengchau. A swift joint operation by the Indian Army, Assam Rifles, and Arunachal Pradesh Police ensued on April 27. One worker was rescued safely after militants allegedly opened fire and used incendiary devices. Security forces neutralized 3 militants and recovered 4 automatic weapons, ammunition, and explosives. Authorities described the operation as guided by precise intelligence and civilian safety concerns.
A separate clash at the end of April occurred in Assam's Dima Hasao district, where Nscn-YA had issued extortion threats to highway project engineers. Security forces confronted the militants, resulting in another confrontation, in which 3 insurgents were eliminated and weaponry seized. On June 5th, a heavily armed ambush took place near Langku village, along the disputed border in Arunachal Pradesh's frontier. Indian Army patrols encountered Nscn-YA fighters wielding heavy-caliber weapons. The firefight lasted about an hour. 2 senior cadres, Sergeant Major Nyaklung and Lance Corporal Neung Aung, were killed. The militants reportedly retreated into Myanmar territory. The Indian Army described the clash as a display of insurgent discipline, while Nscn-YA declared it a heroic confrontation and mourned its fallen members. Targeted arrest of senior operatives. On the night of June 9th, a major intelligence-led operation in Tirap district resulted in the arrest of Captain Kamwang Chakti, a veteran cadre with links dating to Nscn-K in 1995. Based on Assam Rifles intelligence, local police raided Old Kothing village. They recovered a revolver, hand grenade, live ammunition, organizational stamps, and approximately 1.5 lakh rupees in cash. Government officials described the arrest as a significant blow to the faction's operational network and an indicator of rising public confidence in security forces. Territorial standoffs and rival faction clashes. The Nscn expression of violence is not limited to state security forces. They also clash with rival Naga factions competing for influence. Tensions exist with the IM faction, which favors peace negotiations. While direct firefights are rare, both factions compete for taxation zones, recruitment, and territorial dominance in contested villages. These contests involve covert threats and low-intensity confrontations. A more intense rivalry exists with another Nscn splinter group, informally known as the Ang Mai group. That faction claims around 600 cadres, and during October of 2024, fierce standoffs occurred in Sagaing region camps. Both sides accused each other of collusion with Myanmar's military junta and extortion. Armed standoffs in October were resolved through local mediation, although fleeting skirmishes were reported. These internal clashes even prompted condemnation from student bodies such as the Naga Students Organization and Eastern Naga Students Association. In June 2023, they protested new armed clashes in Chen Loye and Nyanching villages in Myanmar, warning against factional confrontations in civilian areas. Cross-border dynamics and security cooperation. Nscn leverages the porous and forested terrain along the Indo-Myanmar border. These regions have historically provided natural cover for guerrilla units. The Sagaing jungles, especially around Phang Mi and Homalin, serve as training grounds, staging areas, and transit routes. India and Myanmar have cooperated in military efforts against insurgent camps. A notable joint operation was Operation Sunrise 1 and 2 in 2019, which dismantled multiple camps of Nscn Alpha 1 and NDFB in Sagaing and Kachin regions. Myanmar's post-2021 military coup brought instability, allowing some insurgent regrouping, but also sporadic offensives by Myanmar's Tatmadaw against ethnic militias, including Nscn-YA's camps. Nscn-YA remains one of the few factions to abstain from ceasefire agreements. While the IM faction entered peace processes from 1997 onward, YA continues to rely solely on armed struggle, believing it essential to achieving its vision of an independent Nagaland. Tactics, extortion, and guerrilla resilience. Nscn-YA units are organized into small strike detachments, typically fewer than 10 per group. These units specialize in hit-and-run attacks, abducting civilians for ransom, applying extortion tactics against contractors and transporters, and firing upon security patrols from safe havens across the border. A notable message of power projection came in December 2024, when Nscn-YA threatened Oil India in Dirang, demanding 20 lakh rupees extortion. The demand was signed by a self-described Major Tar Aun and warned of consequences. Oil India responded by alerting government authorities and reinforcing site security. Officials confirmed that operations continued while investigations ensued. Security forces have refrained from indiscriminate action, opting for intelligence guidance and local cooperation. Increased border fencing, surveillance, and community-centric operations have limited infiltration options, but the terrain and local support allow insurgents occasional operational freedom. Civilian impact and regional security. The ongoing violence has profound consequences for border communities. Kidnappings have disrupted road projects. Villagers are displaced during firefights. Contractors suspend work due to security concerns. Extortion remains a pervasive issue, with militant taxation raising costs and discouraging investment in infrastructure. Villagers are caught in a complex web of allegiances. Those in contested zones face demands from multiple factions, while low-level clashes and factional rivalry create fear. The student body's warnings against factional violence in civilian areas reflect growing unease and a call for reducing militarization. Security forces recognize the collateral consequences of their actions. They stress that counterinsurgency must be coupled with development initiatives to restore public trust. Arrests of high-profile militants, weapon seizures, and rescue operations aim to reassure local communities that law and order can be reasserted without disrupting daily life. Conclusion. The saga of Nscn KYA underscores the enduring strength of guerrilla resistance grounded in ideological conviction and local terrain advantage. With a cadre estimated at 400 to 500, the group maintains jungle camps, conducts recurring firefights, kidnappings and extortion, and defies ceasefire overtures. Their political isolation is matched by their territorial aggression, making them a persistent threat to regional stability. The Indian government's response, intelligence-driven joint operations, arrests, rescue missions and border security, continues to contain the insurgency, but full stabilization remains elusive. Myanmar's role adds complexity. Peace efforts require cooperation in counterinsurgency and renewed focus on socio-economic schemes to win hearts and minds. Until inclusive dialogue encompasses the militant fringe, particularly Nscn KYA, and accords space for political representation, battles will continue in the shadowy borderlands. The resilience of armed resistance highlights the depth of the Naga question and the challenge of resolving a struggle rooted in decades of territorial and cultural contestation. Subscribe to Zalengam Media for frontline updates, in-depth coverage of Northeast security issues, and ongoing analysis of insurgent activity. Disclaimer from Zalengam Media. This article is based on verified information available as of June 14, 2025, from credible sources including government statements, regional news outlets, and recognized security databases. While all efforts have been made to ensure accuracy, interpretations reflect independent journalism and not endorsements of any group. Readers are encouraged to cross-check details with official publications.